Okay. We have had a lot of questions come to us lately on the Sound Money wallet, and we want to open this up. That's why we've got one of our founders, Josh, on here. Josh is very involved in a lot of the aspects of the Sound Money wallet, in ensuring that we've got everything done that needs to happen. Okay, he's coordinating, he's working with that. But let's kick some things off. We've had quite a few questions, and we're going to be very transparent this evening. And we're going to answer some frequently asked questions about the Sound Money wallet and the private vault in the Sound Money wallet. Okay, so number one, this question, I don't know why this question has come up so much lately, but number one question, you guys: what if the person who owns the Sound Money wallet passes away? Okay, what if they are no longer with us and they pass away? What happens to that Sound Money wallet? Okay, and this is one I think we can always answer. Josh, you want to take this one really quick? I mean, it's pretty simple. We follow a lot of the banking laws in this situation.
Yeah, so Sound Money Wallet's a very unique company. It's a very unique product. It's got a lot of aspects that make it like a lot of companies, but like no company on earth, meaning it's a private vault. We vault gold and silver like all private vaults do. But we're not just a private vault. We allow you to liquidate it. We're the only private vault in the world that allows you to liquidate it for cash. So that makes us more like a wholesale retailer or a wholesaler. We're also, though, right, a little bit like a Venmo, in fact, that we allow you to do peer-to-peer transactions. But we're also the largest. We just got called in Idaho the largest pawn shop in the state of Idaho this last week, because that's how Idaho defines someone who resells and purchases gold and silver. So we're all these different aspects. One of the things that we're not is we're not a financial institution. We're not a bank. Okay, that's one of the things we're not. But in that, our attorneys say that we have to follow, to answer your question, Jason, we have to follow regulations that have been set forth for the banking industry when it comes to a death in the family. Meaning, let's say that an individual who their name is on the Sound Money wallet and their credentials and their KYC and their bank accounts are linked up, right? If that's the case and that person passes away, we have to treat it just like the bank laws, meaning we have to follow the probate laws. So if you've gone through a living will, first of all, if you've gone through what's called a upon death trust, if you have a upon death trust set up for your family or your significant others, it's 100% taken care of. You just send us the legal paperwork for your upon death trust, or the survivor does, and we review it and we switch the name over and we follow the trust. If you haven't done that and you have a will, upon the time that your will's read and you define a beneficiary, your attorney, the person who executes the will send Sound Money Wallet the notifications and will transfer ownership to the new owner according to the will. If you don't have a trust and you don't have a will and you pass away, then it has to go through the same process that your bank account would go through, meaning it would have to go through your state's probate process, and we'd have to get the legal notice that there's been a change of owner for that. So those are the three simplest ways to answer it, Jay. We can't just transfer it over because somebody says, well, my spouse passed away. We have to have the legal paperwork to back it up. Just like if you're not on your husband or spouse's bank account and they pass away, you got to go through one of those three processes. But we go through them quickly. It's happened multiple times already at Sound Money, and it's really simple. So you can set up inside your will and have a beneficiary and those things, and it can be executed really quickly. Just have to have that paperwork.
Yep. Perfect.
So really simple.
Guys, we're here to protect you, and we're here to gain the confidence of every member. So, we are held to certain laws as well when it comes to assets and money and monies and families. So we follow those very strict. Another big question that comes up quite frequently, you guys, is and we just want to correct this. Okay. A lot of you guys are saying that the Sound Money Vault and a lot of our stuff is insured by Lloyd's of London. Okay. We're going to put this out there right now. We've graduated from Lloyd's of London. It is no longer Lloyd's of London. That's for smaller I guess, smaller carriers of gold and silver. We have graduated to a much larger insurer that can handle much bigger shipments. All of our inbound and outbound shipments of large quantities are insured by XL Insurance. It's what the big players use in the industry. We just outgrew Lloyd's of London, you guys, which is it's a great thing. We used them in the beginning. A lot of you guys are still saying we're insured by Lloyd's of London. Please stop saying that, because we are not insured by Lloyd's of London. Okay. So end that conversation. I know it might not sound as cool, but we are with the bigger player. We are with the biggest players that private vaults use, that the biggest coin dealers in the world use. We take on that insurance. So the private vaults, fully insured. All of our inventory, fully insured. Everything is fully insured at the company. So another big one, and this one's interesting, but probably comes up with a lot of people who don't know us yet. But and Josh, maybe this is another one you can take really quick. What happens if the company if 7K were to fail? What would happen with everybody's Sound Money wallet?
That's an excellent question. It's actually, Jason, truth be told, it was the very first reason why Sound Money existed. It didn't start to exist because of the vaulting of precious metals. That wasn't its creation in the very beginning. Its creation was to ensure that every MLM company out there does this dumb thing. They pay their people commissions, and a lot of times their people leave their commissions in so they can buy product. And then when an investigation happens, and they happen in this space of network marketing, the FTC sometimes come in and opens an investigation if you're doing things that they deem wrong, or if they just don't like it and they don't understand it. When they do that, they freeze bank accounts of the company. So the very reason why, one of the major reasons why we have the Sound Money wallet was to ensure that that wouldn't affect your commissions. Meaning, Sound Money wallet is a sole and separate company from 7K Metals. It has different ownership than 7K Metals, totally different owners. It has different bank accounts and different banks. Its relationships are sole and separate. The reason is, if there was to ever be an investigation, which we would never anticipate one at 7K Metals, but if there was, and there was ever a problem, and funds got seized at 7K Metals, it would not affect your commission account. Where you keep your commissions is in Sound Money wallet, and they would have no standing to seize those bank accounts. It's one of the reasons why we understand our industry fully. Jason's been in it for 25 years, myself for that long, Roger for 40, Richard for 40. We know the space, and we've done everything to ensure that your commissions, your money that you earn hard, is sacred, safe, protected. And so that's that's why it was created in the beginning, and it's that way today, and it will be forever.
Yep.
So it can be separate.
It's separate. It's sacred. It's not leveraged against any lending. You guys,
never.
And so it's there, and we protect that. One thing about the founders, all the founders have families. We all live here in Idaho Falls. We all have reputations in the community. We work with government officials. We're not trying to hide from anybody. And the last thing we want to ever do is be caught up in in a situation where somebody doesn't have access to their gold and silver. That is yours, guys. That is sacred, precious metals, and we take that very, very seriously. And it's kind of
to give everybody, and to give you an idea, Jay, couple of provisions what we've taken steps on the cash side. Some people leave cash in their Sound Money wallet. Some people leave large amounts of cash. So everyone's fully understands that cash is held in a bank account. We do not store green bills in our vaults.
Correct.
We do not do that.
Why not, Josh? Why not?
Because then it's not protected, and we're not a bank. Okay, we are not a bank, so we can't store stacks of cash and release them.
Highly risky, on the verge of illegal.
Yes. Okay.
Because it's not our money.
Not our money. So we keep it in financial institutions. Now, some of you choose to keep it with us. Now, I would, if it was me, I would convert more of it to gold and silver personally, right? It's a wiser choice. But if you leave the cash with us, we just barely signed a new contract where those funds are FDI insured for the company up to $50 million. That's And for any bankers out there, that's a serious feat to get that accomplished. That took an enormous amount of effort from a few of us in the process. And so we even now insure that cash up to 50 million, meaning the whole sum is at 50 million cash is insured, FDI insured. So those are some things that we worked on, and they're positives. But just be aware, we have some people on the call they go, hey, I'm taking my cash out of my bank account because I don't want to store it in my bank. But just know, if you're storing cash with Sound Money Wallet, we are storing it in a bank.
But by the way, some people, don't like that, but there are advantages to, depending on the amounts you have in the bank account. There's some added advantages to having it in Sound Money Wallet because of that increased insurance. Most FDIC on one account, gets split across, what is it, 250,000, I think.
250,000.
And then personally, it's like really hard to even get it to pay out that way. And with this large account up to 50 million, it's just increased insurance. So
yeah, yep,
a little nicer.
By the way, I'm being beyond transparent with you. I can tell you nobody's going to be this transparent in this space with you. So respect that. Okay.
Yep. And you guys, one thing that we're constantly looking at is ways that we've got audits that come in. We open our books to other financial institutions to let them ensure that we have everything that we say we have. One thing, Josh, a big question that comes up is, do you guys really have all the physical assets of gold and silver in the Sound Money Wallet?
That's an excellent question. Okay. And yes, we almost every day we have more silver and gold than what the depositors have. Because as owners, we buy ahead for you. We're almost always selling off of new inventory that we have bought for you. We audit it weekly. The audit process is really awesome. We tell two individuals to go into the vaults, and we have vaults now. We have vaults in 2 locations. We won't disclose them to you, but we have 2 vaults. We will have a 3rd vault in January and a 4th vault in February. And they're in 4. By that point, they'll be in 4 geographical spaces. Today, one, we have an East Coast vault, and one, we have a Intermountain West vault. Those vaults are independently audited weekly. The auditors go in 2s. They do not know the count they're supposed to come out with. So they go in and count the inventory, every bit of it. Then they put into the system the amount they counted. If it's the exact amount to the ounce, it accepts it. If it doesn't accept it, and they can't move on, and they got to recount. And so we don't tell them, for example, we don't say you got to go in and count 537,000 ounces of Silver Eagles today. We don't tell them that. We tell them go in and count it and go put it in the system. And the system will tell you if you count it, if it's right. And so it's an independent, and it's independent dual auditors. They each count it and each put the numbers in at both locations each week.
Yep. And Josh, not to we have that audit, but we also have software that will warn us every second of every day when we're getting close. If we start getting tight on, if we've got big purchases of silver, if we're getting tight and we're hitting our threshold of going below 0, guys, it tells us already buy, and we get it coming as fast as possible. We will never be caught having less silver and gold than is what is said on the ledger ever. Because again, those are sacred.
And really, one thing that's really cool, because this product has had so much buy-in by you, the 7K family, the suppliers, they keep hundreds of thousands of Eagles available for us. You heard that right. They want to make sure that the sound. So when we have somebody all of a sudden buys $1 million tomorrow, no big deal. The supplier has it, and they will not sell it to anyone else in the world but Sound Money. They keep a reserve for us. Even if they have to sit on it for 30 and 60 days, they keep a stockpile because they're bought in, that they think that Sound Money Wallet is the greatest product to buy silver and gold Eagles in the world. They're bought in, and this is the largest purchaser of Eagles on the earth who does this for us. And So that's a pretty powerful thing. Okay. So when you get the buy-in from the largest purchaser of Eagles in the world to make that product, Sound Money Wallet, completely protected every day to have inventory available, that's pretty powerful.
And Josh, you said suppliers, which is now accurate. You're referring to one specifically, but we actually have multiple suppliers on board, and we go out and we kind of keep them all in lockstep and make sure that they're treating us right, and they're ready. They're all on board. I wanted to mention something though, really quick, going back to the 1-to-1, making sure that we have the gold and the silver to match the deposits, right? The physical. I was just recalling actually one of the meetings that happened when we were talking about that and some of the potential risks and some of the things that people have done in the past and some of the downfalls that could happen with even setting up that program, right? And one of the founders spent some time in so Roger spent some time in Russia, right? And was it Russia?
Yeah.
I was just making sure. I was blanking. And he was there actually when they had to run on the banks. He was there when their currency was failing. And I remember there was some really, really passionate conversation. This is, guys, I'm telling you this on purpose because this wasn't just on the fly, hey, you know, this would work, but we probably should make sure that we have the gold and silver there to not go to jail. No, that's not what it was. The conversation around this was, I don't know if you remember, Josh and Jason, but it was extremely passionate. And he particularly, and everybody bought off, like, you know, well, amen. He particularly said, I will not do this. I will not vote for this if we will not keep a surplus. If we don't agree to keep a surplus in there so that our members are protected if anything happens, if they all want their medal at the same time, they have to be able to get it, because he lived through around the banks in Russia and he saw the hurt that caused for people there that were already hurting. And so just some color to that conversation and just some little context to the decision making around that, how important it is that we do it. Most organizations would run a deficit at any given point. In fact, probably run a deficit within reason, saying, well, you know, feasibly no more than 60% of people would ever come and ask for their medal. And so we're okay to keep 60% in there, right? No, I mean, it's 105% probably on average, you know, up to 110%, 115%, depending on the day. So
real simple. It's really simple for us, right? Like we created Sound Money Wallet, Jason, Blake, so that we could protect people, so that people could have assets stored safely. And for us, it's such a vital part of everything we do that we have a surplus. And we love that. We love doing it. We love offering it. What we also love is we love it when somebody says, you know, ship it to my house. I want some of it. Totally cool, right?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And what's one of the beautiful things about the product is people say, you know what, I want to keep 1,000 ounces in the vault, but I want 300 ounces in my house. Click a button, right? And so trying to make it where you're protected. And as at the end of the day, we're in a global economy today. You know, you can listen to whatever political group you want to listen to, but I know that all my friends and family and all of the people that work for all of our various companies, they're feeling a pinch, and it's real. The inflation happening is extremely real, and so we feel like this is the greatest offering we can offer the world today is the Sound Money Wallet. We honestly believe that as owners and as a corporate staff. Like, to us, it is where we can give back to the world.
Yep.
Enough said.
So, Josh, we don't do this very often, but I've got a picture of a portion. I've got a picture of one of the spots here where we store, and I'm not going to tell you where this location is. You okay if I show this? And
I'm
by the
okay
way,
with,
this is an old picture. We've got more rows than this. Like I haven't even.
I'm a little scared because we filled one of our vaults. We filled, and I actually had to tell where it's at. I had to tell them they could no longer store there, and that's why we got a different vault.
Yep.
I thought we were going to kill someone. I thought we maybe were going to tip over monster boxes and kill someone.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
this is only 2 rows wide, and it doesn't even do it justice. But guys, hold on. Take a look at that right there.
Yeah,
that's just a portion. Okay,
that's one part of one vault.
that's just a portion. But the fact that you guys get to see it, it's real. We want you guys to know that we're dead serious about this. We're not playing games. And I guess we get these calls all the time, and we've had a lot of calls about Sound Money, and I think we're heading into some uncertain times, and we're actually excited about the uncertain times because we know we've got solutions. We bring solutions that help people in uncertain times, and to be able to teach people about being able to buy fractionally in the Sound Money wallet. If they only have $5 a month, we don't judge. Everybody gets the same price. We don't pay the minimum and maximum game. We'll ship it right to your door. Okay, we'll ship it because it frees up space in our vault every time we ship. But the key here is, guys, that's one portion that we're solving, and then on top of that, we've got our collectibles and stack and sell and everything else that goes with it. But you guys heard it. We were very transparent today. We answered a lot of questions that people have had, just their concerns. The last question we're going to answer, Josh, can any government come in and seize a private vault?
Yeah, that's a great question, Jay. And so a private vault is safe and secure from the government, from them being able to come in and seize your asset, okay, in a private vault. If it was in an individual slot, let's say we had it in individual boxes, box 397, for example, then the United States could come in and they could offer a subpoena for the contents of a specific box. But in a commingled private vault situation, they actually can only subpoena and ask what the amount is on the ledger. At that time, you're notified, they're notified, right? And you could do a lot of things, right? You could request cash and have it sent to your bank. You could request boxes of silver eagles or gold eagles. You could do that, right? But so there's some real reasons why we commingle it. There's some real reasons why we don't put it in individual boxes for those protections. Likewise, right, in a private vault situation, so far in American history, they've been upheld to be unseizable. That doesn't mean they won't change legislation in the future. But so far, every time it's gone before an appellate court, it has been found that they don't have to disclose the contents. That doesn't mean that won't be changed one day, but it's important to know now that's why that's why we're a private vault. That's why we're not a depository. There has been legislation that if you're a depository, the government does have access. If you have tax liens or tax levies, or you have unpaid income tax and you have your money in a depository, then the IRS has access to it. So that's one of the reasons why we're not a depository. It's one of the reasons why we are a private vault. So hopefully that answers your question.
And Josh, are you talking about any asset in Sound Money Wallet?
I am. I'm talking about any asset in Sound Money Wallet.
So gold, silver, and cash.
And cash currently, yes. Because it's a commingled count like Venmo's went through this where governments tried to seize their assets. And because it's not individually held in individual bank accounts and it's commingled with all of their members throughout multiple accounts, but commingled, it can't be seized. Now, like I said, Venmo's going to change this space because the political landscape that may change in our lifetime, but that's how it is right now. And we're the beneficiary of some legal action and some great power behind companies like Venmo, Zelle, and Cash App. They've all won those cases so far and have not had to turn them over. So when I say we are deep in the weeds on this, there's no question you can come up with that we haven't paid great amounts of money to the greatest legal minds in the country to understand. And these are questions, right, that I've had with, I don't like to name drop, but I can just tell you, we have met with the CEO of Visa, MasterCard, HBC Bank, Hyper Wallet, you name it, right? Have all met with us about the Sound Money Wallet and all of these legal questions. Okay. And it's set up the way it is because of those things and their experiences and ours. So,
yep. Great. Awesome. Guys, give a big shout out to Josh and you know, guys, I called him. He had, you know, he had some things he was doing, but it's great to have his perspective on here, you guys.
Well, and give me a shout out. I might be in trouble. It's my wife's birthday, and I joined you. This is important. We've had so many questions about this week. This is important, and so I'm missing my wife's birthday cake.
So guys, let's give Katie Anderson a lot of love for her 21st birthday.
Don't put the phone up. Show her the chat.
Let's
real quick.
Let's give some love to Katie out there. Where's Katie?
Hey, Katie, they want to say happy birthday, and they're thankful that I didn't join you for your birthday.
Happy birthday, Katie!
Happy birthday, Katie. The chat's going nuts right now for you.
All right,
that was awesome.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll let you get to your party, Josh. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, Blake, you got a couple quick announcements here, and then we'll wrap up this call today. Guys, I hope you find this valuable information that we're sharing with you guys. We're going to try to do this every Monday night, give you guys little nuggets of what we're working on. But I will tell you this, we take this extremely serious. We are building a legacy company here. We are not building something that is going to go away tomorrow. We're not building something, you know, Ricardo, you asked, why aren't we in so many countries, right? And it's because there's things that we're doing that have never been done in the world. So we got to go out and create them. And it takes a little bit of time to get them into certain countries. And so we're okay if it takes just a hair bit longer, because we know we've got something solid, and we don't ever want to jeopardize the future of this company on current growth. Okay. We're not desperate for it. We love all of you that are here right now. Okay. We love the growth that we're having. We're not desperate for any new growth. We love growth. Okay. We love to grow this company, but the difference is we see so many companies in the direct selling space get desperate. So what do? They do things shady, and they skirt certain laws, they skirt certain things and do things a little bit on the shady side that get them in trouble long-term. And we would rather do it the right way. We'd rather build brick by brick on a solid foundation. And that's going to be our focus, guys. Understand our culture, understand that we want to have a company here that if you build a company with us, if you build a 7K business, and you do it the right way, you do it brick by brick, and you do it with solid foundations, it's something that can be around for generations to come. And that's really what our focus is. And I hope you guys understand that. We do this because Sound Money Wallet, Stack and Sell, the 7K membership benefits, the coin drops, the collectible coins, all of this is a solid foundation of building value with members around the world. It is the foundation that you will get to benefit from when you understand our culture and you understand where we're headed and what we're doing. So, Blake, I'll let you kind of wrap it up here with, I know you got some announcements for everybody. It's kind of fun.